Hi, Phyllis here from southernfrugal.com. Tonight for supper we're going to have some spaghetti and meatballs. Now, I don't make my spaghetti sauce from scratch. I add a few things to it, but I just don't. But I do make my meatballs. So, what I'm using is going to be chuck roast that I bought on sale and had it ground up. So it's fairly lean, and I did have it frozen, so here we go. Alright, so that's about 2 pounds of ground chuck. Now to that, I'm going to add 3 cups of soft breadcrumbs. And to these breadcrumbs, I'm just going to add 1/2 cup of whole milk. Just pour it in there and let them soak up that milk. Stir them around just a little bit. Alright, now we're going to set this aside, and now we're ready for our other ingredients. Alright, I'm going to use my food processor. To that I'm going to add 1 cup of chopped green bell peppers, and these were frozen in the freezer from I don't know how long ago. Few months back. Alright, I'm going to dump those in the food processor. And to that I'm going to also add 1 cup of chopped onions. Now these are those Vidalia onions that I froze, and so I'm going to dump those in. Alright, now it's going to get interesting. Alright, I'm making meatballs, right? Alright. In the food processor, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of teriyaki, 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, and 1/4 teaspoon of allspice. Now, these 2 spices, you won't know they're in there, but it's going to definitely give in my opinion, a much better taste to the meatballs. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and dump that in. 2 tablespoons of teriyaki. Just dump that right in. 1 teaspoon of salt. Dump that right in. And again, 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg and 1/4 teaspoon of allspice. I'm going to dump that right in. Alright. Now we're just going to mix that up real quick in the food processor. Alright, I got to find out what's wrong with my food processor. It's probably over 20 years old. It's got a little problem. I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. My little food processor, this little thing here that goes down for the make the connection so it cuts on, kind of got stuck. So anyway, now we're ready. Alright, we're just going to pulse this a little bit until all this is mixed up. But before we do that, I almost forgot I need to add 1 egg. Alright, 1 egg. Now I'm just going to go ahead and put that egg right into the food processor. Here we go. 1 egg. Alright, now we're ready. Right, here we go. Alright, we kind of pulverized all of that and we're ready to add it to our meat. But before we do that, put my sleeves up. We're going to go ahead and add the milk and bread into the meat mixture. Alright, going to get that out here so we can put it in just a second. Going to have to use my hands and just lightly get that flour mixed in. I mean the breadcrumbs mixed in with the meat. By the way, we bought 3 of these chuck roast when they were on sale, when the Bilo in our little town first opened, and I'm really glad I did because all three of them, this is the last one, the meat was really, really good. Alright, so we kind of got those breadcrumbs mixed in now. And now I'm going to add all these ingredients that I just pulverized in my very, very old food processor. So that's the onions and the bell peppers all squished in together. Move some of the stuff out of the way. Alright, this ought to do it. Got it mixed up now. Now I'm going to form these, this meat into meatballs. And I have lined a pan with aluminum foil, and I've added a little oil to that aluminum foil because I don't want these to all stick to the bottom. And we're going to cook these in the oven at 400 degrees for about 30 minutes or to do it. Alright, here's my pan, all greased. Now I'm going to measure these out in a heaping tablespoonful and just form them into balls with my hands. Alright, I'm going to try to line them up maybe 3 in a row. And you do really want to use aluminum foil on your pan because otherwise you'll have a pretty hard pan to clean, really. And I go ahead and fix these in the oven because I don't like to fix them on the stove because, first of all, it makes a big mess. It gets grease everywhere, and I just really don't want to be bothered with all that. I hate to have to clean up grease on something, especially my cooktop. Alright, now these are making fairly large meatballs, but they're going to shrink up a lot in the oven. And they probably are more like really super fat patties than they are like meatballs, but anyway, this is the way we like them, so this is the way I fix them. I don't know if I'm going to have room for all this or not. Alright, I'm definitely not going to have to make them bigger or move them around a little bit. So let's see if we can't get them all in here. And what we end up doing is I have these with spaghetti sauce, and I usually just put a couple on the plate, sometimes 3, and then you know, put it on top of the spaghetti noodles. And then the rest of them I freeze, and sometimes we have them, I just take them out and throw them out in the microwave, and we have them with a can of tomato soup just in a Pyrex dish, and sometimes I put some basil in there, and that makes them real good. So it gives you a little bit of a different, you know, dish with meatballs rather than it just always being spaghetti. Alright, and we'll see if I can add some to a smaller one, like maybe this one. Alright, now let's see how many we got here. See, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. So that's a pretty good number. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put these in the oven to bake at 400 degrees for about 30 minutes. We'll check on them now. In some ovens it might take longer than that. I'll see if I can cut this camera off with a paper towel. Alright, see you in a minute. Okay, our meatballs are ready. Now mine are more like little half balls. They're like a little small hamburger plump patty, really. But anyway, this is the way we like them. And I did, about halfway through the cooking process, I poured off any accumulated liquid that had accumulated in there. And I also turned my oven up to 425 because I like them brown, you know. All right, so we're having this spaghetti sauce because I got it on sale and had a coupon. So I do like this brand of spaghetti sauce a lot. So I've already got my spaghetti cooked, and I've already made the salad. So we're just about ready to eat. I'm going to go ahead and plate this up, and we'll show you what it looks like on the plate. All right, I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, our supper is ready. There are the meatballs. I don't know how well you can see that. I put 2 on each plate. Mine are a little bit smaller on my plate. And we're having a mixed green salad with some cucumbers on top with a spicy, creamy Italian dressing. And here are the rolls. I kind of left them in the oven a little too long to heat them up, but I've got butter in them. All right, and our iced tea. All right, so we're ready to eat. I have a different type of meatball that I make. Let me come over here and show you. And I can tell you that the nutmeg and the allspice make a difference. They make the meatballs absolutely delicious. So I hope you'll try these. You really can't tell that it's got the nutmeg and the allspice in it. You really don't know what it is, but all you know is the meat tastes better. All right, we will see y'all next time.